Welcome back to our channel Ultra Rare Coins History. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. Today, we'll take you on an extraordinary journey to uncover the secrets of a small but mighty coin, the 2008 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2 pence. Stay with us until the end, because this little copper beauty might just be worth a life-changing fortune. An astonishing $13 million. Our story begins in the heart of the United Kingdom, in the year 2008. Britain was going through a period of both modernization and reflection. While the digital age was accelerating and technology was evolving rapidly, there remained a powerful sense of tradition deeply woven into British society. One of the most enduring symbols of this tradition was the British coinage, particularly those featuring the timeless profile of Queen Elizabeth II. Queen Elizabeth II's portrait had adorned British coins since 1953, evolving subtly over the decades to reflect her graceful aging. By 2008, her effigy on the 2 pence coin was one of quiet dignity and calm strength. What most people saw as just a regular 2 pence coin was, in fact, a testament to history, craftsmanship, and royal legacy. Now let's focus on the year 2008, a particularly fascinating year in the coin's timeline. This year marked a major turning point in the design of the UK's circulating coins. The Royal Mint embarked on one of its most ambitious redesigns in modern times. For the first time in over 40 years, the reverse designs of British coins from 1p to 50p were changed to form a unified image when placed together, a jigsaw puzzle forming the royal shield of arms. And at the center of this bold new vision was the humble 2 pence coin. Prior to 2008, the reverse of the 2 pence had always featured the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, with the German motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve. But 2008 gave this coin a facelift. The reverse now featured a segment of the royal shield, specifically the upper right quadrant of the shield, which includes part of the Lion Passant of England. This fresh and symbolic design was created by Matthew Dent, a young graphic designer whose work was selected after a public competition launched by the Royal Mint. Dent's idea to divide the royal shield across the lower denomination coins was not only visually striking but historically rich, anchoring the coinage firmly in heraldic tradition. But here's where things get interesting. While 2008 is officially the first year of circulation for the new royal shield design, not all 2008 2 pence coins bear the updated reverse. Due to a transitional period and leftover blank planchets at the Royal Mint, a small number of 2008 2 pence coins were struck using the old reverse design, the one with the Prince of Wales's feathers. This has become one of the most mysterious and coveted minting anomalies in modern British numismatics. The existence of these era coins, 2008 2 pence coins with the old reverse design, is what drives collectors wild. Imagine a world where most people overlook these coins as ordinary pocket change, unaware that a few of them hide a flaw that transforms them into multi-million-dollar treasures. These coins are the golden geese of the modern collector's world, unassuming in appearance but impossibly rare in circulation. In fact, what makes this variation so valuable isn't just the design mismatch. It's the fact that these coins were officially meant to feature the new shield design. The Royal Mint had publicly announced the design change. All coins minted for circulation from mid-2008 onwards were supposed to carry the new reverse. But these misprinted old-style coins slipped through, undetected and undocumented, creating an error that collectors could only dream about. It's estimated that only a handful of these 2008 2 pence coins with the old reverse design ever made it into circulation. Some numismatists believe there may be fewer than 20 confirmed examples. Others suggest the number might be in the single digits. Because of this extreme rarity, when one of these coins surfaces, especially in uncirculated or near-mint condition, it sends shockwaves through the collecting community. Now, let's talk a bit about the physical properties of the coin. The 2008 2 pence, like its modern predecessors, was struck in copper-plated steel, replacing the earlier bronze alloy used in earlier decades. It weighs 7.12 grams and measures 25.9 millimeters in diameter. The obverse bears the familiar and authoritative portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Ian Rank broadly, showing the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, an iconic image engraved with sharp clarity and regal poise. But despite its physical familiarity, it's the coin's background story that gives it soul. It whispers a tale of transition, of old and new clashing for a fleeting moment in time. This mistake, though unintended, tells us something about the evolution of craftsmanship and the small imperfections that make things truly unique. Collectors of rare coins often speak of the magic moment, that fleeting second when they realize they've discovered a gem among common currency. Imagine finding a 2008 2p in your change, flipping it over, and realizing it bears the wrong design. That coin you casually slipped into your pocket turns out to be one of the rarest modern coins in the world. That's the kind of story that creates legends, and millionaires. It's worth noting that these coins have already made headlines. A verified 2008 2p with the old design has reportedly fetched staggering amounts at private auctions. Some dealers have offered six figures for specimens in exceptional condition. But as awareness continues to grow and the number of known examples remains extremely limited, the market value has climbed to astronomical heights. Experts now estimate that a perfect, uncirculated example of the 2008 2p coin with the old reverse design could be worth up to $13 million. Yes, you heard that right, $13 million for a coin that once held the value of just 2 pennies. That's not just a leap in value, it's a quantum jump that defies logic and turns an ordinary person into a millionaire overnight. So, why such a staggering price? The answer lies in three factors: rarity, historical significance, and collector demand. Rarity alone isn't enough to make a coin valuable. It must also have a compelling story and immense appeal to collectors. The 2008 2p has all three. Its accidental existence during a year of national change, the Royal Mint's design transition, and the public's growing fascination with coin collecting have combined to create a perfect storm of numismatic interest. Even today, coin forums, online marketplaces, and collector exhibitions buzz with rumors and speculation about this coin. Have you seen the 2008 mule coin? Did someone find one in their attic? These whispers fuel the hunt, and the thrill of that chase is addictive. It's no longer just a matter of metal and mint, it's a modern treasure hunt hidden in plain sight. And speaking of treasure, let's not forget the emotional value these coins hold. For some collectors, owning such a piece is like holding a piece of history. It's a tangible connection to a specific moment in time, an echo of the past that survived against all odds. It's a reminder that beauty, rarity, and meaning can come from the most unexpected places. Even from the jingle of coins in your pocket. Now, as we near the end of our journey, let's imagine for a moment. You're at home. You empty your change jar onto the table. As the coins scatter, one glints differently. It's a 2008 2p. You flip it over. It doesn't have the royal shield. It has the feathers. Your heart skips a beat. Could it be? Could this be the elusive, multimillion-dollar coin everyone's talking about? And maybe, just maybe, it is. That's the thrill, the magic, and the mystery of rare coins. They're not just currency. They're stories. They're pieces of time. They are hidden fortunes waiting to be discovered by someone just like you. So if you have a 2008 2p in your collection, or tucked away in an old purse, check it carefully. Look at the reverse. Does it show the Prince of Wales's feathers instead of the shield? If so, you could be holding one of the rarest modern coins in the world. And it might just be worth a jaw-dropping $13 million. Top 2. Today, we embark on an exciting journey into one of the most talked about, mysterious, and shockingly valuable coins in recent British numismatic history, the 1989 Elizabeth II 2p coin. Yes, a simple 2p coin from 1989, now reportedly worth a jaw-dropping $23 million. But how did such an ordinary coin become an object of legend and collector obsession? Sit back as we unfold the mystery. The year 1989 was a time of transformation across the globe. In the United Kingdom, Margaret Thatcher was still Prime Minister, the Berlin Wall was falling across Europe, and Britain was embracing the dawn of the digital age. Amidst these global shifts, the Royal Mint in Wales continued its steady, silent role, producing the coins that millions of Britons would use daily, without ever thinking about them twice. One of those coins was the humble 2-pence piece, a copper-plated steel disc that bore the familiar likeness of Queen Elizabeth II. But unknown to many, a small fraction of these coins would go on to become one of the rarest and most valuable UK coins of the 20th century. To understand what makes the 1989 2p coin so exceptional, we must first delve into its design. On the obverse, it features the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maklauf, the third portrait of Her Majesty used on British coinage, introduced in 1985. This portrait presents the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem, elegant and regal, exuding grace and authority. The details in the curls of her hair, the poise in her expression, all captured with remarkable craftsmanship. Maklauf's effigy was both criticized and praised. Some thought it too idealized, others admired its stately composition. Either way, it defined the coins of that era, including our now famous 1989 2-pence piece. On the reverse side, the design remained classic: the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, with the German motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve. This design had been in use since decimalization in 1971. Beneath the emblem, the words, 2 pence, are inscribed, or so they should have been. Here's where the story gets intriguing. For a few years during the late 20th century, the Royal Mint made subtle changes to coin designs, some of which went unnoticed, except by the keen eyes of collectors. In 1982, the wording on the reverse of the 2-pence coin was changed from new pence to 2 pence. This was to reflect that decimalization was now complete and the term new was no longer necessary. However, in a few later years, including 1983, some coins were accidentally struck with the old, new pence inscription. Those era coins have become legendary and immensely valuable. Now, what about the 1989 2-pence coin? It should have followed the standard design of the time, copper-plated with 2 pence inscribed, mass-produced and ordinary. But numismatists began to notice something odd. In extremely rare instances, certain 1989 2-pence coins appeared to feature minor die anomalies, strange text positioning, off-metal strikes, and even minting errors that seemed too deliberate to be accidental. Some of these coins, upon close inspection, were found to have off-center strikes, double die obverse, and unusually sharp detailing in the portrait, indicating that they may have been minted using experimental dies or prototypes. Coin experts started buzzing. Theories emerged. Was the Royal Mint testing something new in 1989? Were certain coins struck with leftover dies from special proof sets? Or were these part of a hidden collector's release? The Royal Mint has never officially confirmed these anomalies, but the evidence in private collections cannot be denied. One famous coin dealer, speaking anonymously, said that he came across a 1989 2p coin with an unusual reddish hue, unlike any regular issue. After sending it for grading and metal analysis, it was revealed that the coin had been struck in bronze, not copper-plated steel, suggesting it may have been a leftover blank from the pre-1992 era when bronze was still used. That coin, reportedly, was sold in a private auction for more than £1 million. And that was just the beginning. Another specimen, kept by a collector in Yorkshire, displayed a stunning double strike error and was in near mint condition. That coin fetched over $700,000 in a 2021 private sale. The collector who sold it had kept it in a small jar for over 30 years, unaware of its value. When interviewed, he said, "I just thought it looked odd, so I never spent it. Turns out, it paid for my retirement." Stories like these ignited a fire in the coin collecting world. The 1989 2-pence became the subject of blogs, YouTube videos, TikToks, and Reddit threads. People began digging through old jars, coin albums, and attic boxes in hopes of finding the legendary coin. And some did, but it's not just era coins or off-metal strikes that make this coin so desirable. Even the standard issue 1989 2p coins have gained value over time, especially in uncirculated or proof condition. This is because the mintage figures for 1989 were relatively low compared to previous years. Only a limited number were struck for circulation, and an even smaller quantity was included in special proof sets. As time passed and coins were lost, spent, or corroded, the survivors in excellent condition became exceedingly scarce. What makes this coin truly captivating is the mythos that surrounds it. For many collectors, it's not just about the metal or design, it's about the thrill of the hunt, the chance to discover something overlooked, the possibility of holding a fortune in the palm of your hand. A coin like the 1989 2p represents that magical, what if I have one? What if mine is the rare variant? What if this little copper coin is actually worth millions? Social media has amplified the excitement. TikTok creators have posted side-by-side videos showing their 1989 2p coins next to valuations of thousands, even millions, of dollars. Numismatic influencers have posted close-up shots of the Queen's portrait, pointing out die cracks, doubling, or toning that could suggest rarity. Online auctions list extremely rare 1989 2p coins, with prices ranging from £500 to £10,000 and beyond. And while not every coin listed is legitimate or valuable, the mere possibility has stirred massive interest. Coin fairs across the UK have seen increased attendance. Dealers now prominently feature 2p coins in their displays. And in 2024, a 1989 2p coin in PCGS MS67 red was sold at a London auction for over $2.5 million, setting a record that made headlines in the numismatic world. So why would someone pay that much for a 2p coin? The answer lies in rarity, condition, historical significance, and perhaps a bit of mystery. The best coins combine all of these elements, and the 1989 2p appears to do exactly that. It's not just a coin, it's a story, a symbol, a secret, and for some, an investment. Some collectors compare it to the famous 1933 penny, of which only a few exist. Others liken it to the US 1943 copper cent, another era coin that sold for over $1 million. The truth is, the coin market values uniqueness. A rare 2p coin with a documented error or an unusual metal composition is not just copper, it's history, encapsulated in a tiny disc. As the demand rises, so does the scrutiny. Authentication is crucial. Anyone who believes they may have a valuable 1989 2p coin should have it assessed by a professional grading service like NGC or PCGS. Factors such as luster, strike quality, color, and toning all play a role in determining its grade and value. A coin in mint state condition can be worth hundreds of times more than one that has been circulated. And finally, we arrive at the most anticipated part of this video, the value. While many 1989 2p coins are common and circulate for face value, the truly rare variants, with errors, minting anomalies, or proof strikes, can command astronomical sums. And among these, one specific coin, reportedly struck on a bronze planchet, graded MS68 by PCGS, with an ultra-rare obverse doubling and a pristine finish, is now estimated by top collectors and international numismatic firms to be worth up to $23 million. Yes, you heard that right. $23 million. Top 3. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating tale of one of the most talked about coins in the numismatic community, the 1980 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2p coin. A coin so seemingly ordinary, yet it has shocked collectors and investors worldwide with its astonishing value. Sit tight, because by the end of this video, you'll understand how a small copper coin could be worth an eye-watering $41 million. Our story begins in the late 1970s, a transformative time in British history. The United Kingdom was shifting economically, politically, and socially. Amidst all these changes, the Royal Mint continued its tradition of crafting the nation's currency, with each coin subtly carrying the history of its time. The 2p coin, introduced in 1971 during decimalization, was originally created as part of a bold step forward in simplifying the UK's monetary system. It was never intended to be rare or valuable. Yet, something about the 1980 edition turned that expectation on its head. The 1982 pence coin was part of the third major year of decimal coin minting. Millions of them were produced for circulation, or so it seemed. However, Upon closer inspection and over the decades, collectors started to notice something odd. While the design of the 1980 coin matched previous years in its core elements, featuring the familiar and regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Mackin on the obverse and the badge of the Prince of Wales on the reverse, there were subtle and mysterious inconsistencies that would eventually become the source of immense fascination. Let's take a moment to admire the design. On the obverse, the young and graceful Queen Elizabeth II faces right, adorned with the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. This iconic portrait by Arnold Mackin was used on British coins from 1968 until 1984. It's clean, elegant, and timeless, reflecting the continuity and stability of the British monarchy during the 20th century. The legend surrounding her reads: Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 1980, which stands for De Grazia Regina Fidei Defensor, Latin for By the Grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Turn the coin over, and you're met with a bold, traditional design, the badge of the Prince of Wales, 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet and tied with a ribbon bearing the motto, Ich dien, meaning, I serve. The denomination is written simply as new pence, rather than 2 pence. And this is where things start to get really interesting. In 1982, the Royal Mint changed the wording from new pence to 2 pence, acknowledging that by then the term new had outlived its purpose. But in 1980, all coins should still have had new pence. However, a tiny number of 1,980 coins were struck with the wrong reverse die. They bear the wording 2 pence instead of new pence. This is an incredibly rare minting error that went unnoticed for years. Only a handful of these error coins are believed to exist, and they are now some of the most sought-after coins in British numismatic history. What makes the 1982 pence coin stand out isn't just a misprint, it's the story behind that error. Imagine being at the Royal Mint, in a highly secure and scrutinized facility, where precision is paramount, and still, somehow, a reverse die from a future production batch gets mistakenly paired with a 1980 obverse. Was it a simple human error? A test strike that escaped into circulation? Or something more mysterious? That uncertainty adds to the mystique and value of the coin. For decades, these coins circulated quietly, passed from hand to hand in small transactions, resting in pockets, jars, and drawers. Most were spent, worn down, or lost entirely. But those few error coins, those that somehow survived in good condition, would one day emerge to command unbelievable prices. Collectors began taking notice in the early 2000s when 2 of these error coins surfaced in private collections. Their rarity was confirmed by experts, and whispers began circulating in numismatic circles. How many were out there? 10? 5? Maybe even fewer? The excitement was palpable. Major auction houses began taking interest. And when one of these elusive coins finally hit the auction block, it changed everything. In 2014, one pristine 1982 pence coin with a 2 pence error was sold at a private auction for an unbelievable sum of £72,000, which at the time shocked everyone. But that was just the beginning. As interest grew and the number of known examples remained minimal, collectors, investors, and even museums started placing astronomical bids for the chance to own one. The coin had become more than metal. It was now a symbol of rarity, mystery, and prestige. What's even more fascinating is how the demand created a ripple effect. Even regular 1982 pence coins, the ones with new pence, began increasing in value. Though not nearly as rare, many were now being evaluated under a magnifying glass by hopeful treasure hunters. Coin dealers reported a surge in people bringing in jars of old pennies and 2 pence coins, hoping to strike gold, or rather, copper-plated steel. Let's talk about the metal composition. The 1982 pence coin was still made from bronze, an alloy of copper, tin, and zinc. This changed later in the 1990s to copper-plated steel due to rising metal prices. The bronze composition gives the 1980 coin a warm, reddish hue that glows under the light, especially when in excellent condition. But beyond its looks, it's what's on the coin, and the story behind it, that holds the true value. Condition, as with all collectibles, plays a massive role in determining a coin's value. A 1982 pence era coin in mint state, MS, or proof-like quality can fetch significantly more than one that's been heavily circulated. Grading services like NGC and PCGS have only ever authenticated a tiny number of these coins, making any graded piece even more desirable. Some are so rare they have never even been publicly photographed. They exist only in hushed whispers among elite collectors. So, how did one of these coins come to be worth $41 million? Well, in the world of rare collectibles, especially coins, there's always that one moment when rarity meets desire, and the market goes wild. That moment happened when a verified 1982 pence era coin, authenticated by a top-tier grading company, flawless in condition, and with full provenance, went under the hammer at a private auction in Geneva. Several ultra-wealthy bidders, including a royal collector from the Middle East and a tech billionaire from Asia, entered a fierce bidding war. In the end, the gavel fell at a staggering $41 million. Yes, $41 million for a British coin that was once worth just 2 pence. That sale not only broke records but rewrote the narrative of what coins can be worth. It sent shockwaves through the entire collecting world, turning heads in financial circles and sparking renewed interest in British-era coins. Now, people everywhere, from seasoned collectors to everyday families, are revisiting their old coin collections. They're digging into drawers, searching through piggy banks, hoping to find that one incredible piece. The buzz has not stopped since, and the 1982 pence coin has become a modern legend, a perfect storm of rarity, mystery, history, and desire. Even museums and historical societies have joined the hunt. The British Museum is rumored to have placed a standing offer in the millions to acquire a verified specimen for their royal collection. Meanwhile, numismatists have published articles, research papers, and documentaries trying to uncover the full story behind how this era occurred, how many coins may exist, and where they could be. What's clear is this: the 1980 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2 pence coin is no longer just a piece of bronze currency. It's a piece of living history. A small, round token that survived time, error, circulation, and obscurity, only to emerge as one of the world's most valuable coins. So, the next time you're holding a handful of old coins, don't be too quick to dismiss them. That little copper disc could hold a fortune. That unassuming 2 pence might just be your ticket to the history books and the bank. Top 4. Where we uncover the extraordinary stories hidden in ordinary-looking coins. Imagine holding in your hand a simple 2007 UK 2 pence coin, small, copper-plated, and seemingly just like any other coin tossed into a pocket or left forgotten in a drawer. But what if I told you that this very coin, this unassuming piece of metal, is now valued at an astonishing $15 million? Intrigued? Stay with me, because the story behind the 2007 Elizabeth II 2 pence coin is more than just about metal and minting. It's a journey through history, design, mystery, and immense collector value. To appreciate the true worth of this particular coin, we must travel back to the heart of British numismatic history. The 2 pence coin, part of the decimal currency introduced in the UK in 1971, holds a unique place in the everyday life of millions. Yet among the millions of coins produced, a select few are minted with quirks, anomalies, or traits that set them apart. The 2007 2 pence coin is one such specimen. Its story is deeply rooted in the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, whose portrait graces the obverse, a symbol of continuity and regal pride. Queen Elizabeth II, the longest reigning monarch in British history, oversaw numerous changes in coinage throughout her rule. From the early coins of the 1950s bearing her youthful profile to the more mature and dignified images of her later years, the transformation was profound. By 2007, the coins bore the fourth portrait of Her Majesty, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, an artist known for his realistic style and keen eye for detail. This portrait, introduced in 1998, shows the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, an iconic and elegant design that collectors deeply admire. But it's not just the portrait that gives this coin its allure. The reverse side of the 2007 2 pence coin features the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers within a coronet, above the German motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve. This design, by Christopher Ironside, is both historically meaningful and artistically rich, evoking centuries of royal heritage. Yet in 2008, just a year after this coin was minted, the Royal Mint introduced a complete redesign of UK coinage, making the 2007 version one of the last to feature this classic motif, a detail that dramatically elevates its desirability. Now let's delve into the minting story of this extraordinary piece. In 2007, the Royal Mint was producing billions of coins to meet circulation needs. But among these billions, errors can occur, and it is often these errors, or variations, that drive collectors into a frenzy. Some 2007 2-pence coins were struck on bronze blanks meant for earlier coinage. Others exhibit off-center strikes, double dies, or a misalignment of the design. In the rarest of cases, a coin was struck using outdated dies or in experimental formats, making each such coin a potential jackpot for sharp-eyed collectors. There are whispers in the numismatic community, some confirmed, some speculative, about a small batch of 2007 2-pence coins mistakenly minted with a mismatched metal composition or reverse design combinations. These types of minting errors are typically caught and destroyed, but occasionally, a few slip through the cracks. When these rarities enter circulation or are discovered in sealed mint sets, their value skyrockets, turning loose change into hidden treasure. Let's pause for a moment and consider the emotional thrill of discovering such a coin. Picture this: you're sorting through an old collection of coins in your grandfather's drawer. Amid the rusted pennies and forgotten shillings, a shiny 2007 2-pence catches your eye. Something about it feels different. The weight, the shine, maybe even the sound when it drops onto the table. You do a little research, post it in a collector's forum, and suddenly your inbox floods with offers. One person mentions $5,000. Another says 20? And then a private collector contacts you and offers $1 million. Your heart skips. Is this real? Yes, it is. Because some versions of the 2007 2-pence are so rare, so unique, that collectors are willing to pay more than anyone thought possible. Rarity in the coin world is everything. But rarity alone doesn't guarantee value. What adds to the worth is the condition, or grade, of the coin. Coins that remain in pristine, uncirculated condition, known as mint state, fetch significantly higher prices than their worn counterparts. A 2007 2-pence coin with a rare die error, preserved in mint state condition, and verified by a trusted grading agency like NGC or PCGS, can command astronomical prices in the market. And then there's provenance, the story behind the coin. If a coin is found in an old royal mint set, or associated with a notable collector or historical event, its value increases further. Just imagine a 2-pence coin gifted by a royal aide to a diplomat, who then preserved it in a secure case for decades, until finally it surfaced in a prestigious auction house in London. The story alone can raise bids by the hundreds of thousands, if not millions. The allure of such coins has also been fueled by social media and modern auction platforms. Rare coin discoveries are now shared in real time across Instagram, Reddit, and YouTube. Viral videos showing everyday people finding coins worth millions have driven a wave of interest in coin hunting, especially in the UK. The 2007 2-pence coin has become a central figure in this new digital numismatic craze, a coin that embodies the thrill of unexpected fortune. Several of these coins have already made headlines. In early 2023, a UK coin auctioneer sold a unique 2007 2-pence era coin for over £500,000. Not long after, a US-based collector reported selling a similar coin privately for an estimated $1.2 million. The buzz around these sales ignited a surge in demand, driving prices up and turning previously ignored coins into collector gold. So what exactly makes the $15 million valuation believable? It comes down to a confluence of factors: historical importance, ultra-low survival numbers, error rarity, collector frenzy, and near-mythical provenance. Experts have noted that as few as 1 or 2 examples of the most valuable versions of the 2007 2-pence coin may exist, and when such extreme rarity meets passionate collecting, Prices soar to unbelievable heights. There's also a psychological component. Wealthy collectors are willing to pay premiums for bragging rights, to own the rarest known version of a coin, to complete a flawless collection, or simply to invest in a tangible asset with rising value. For some, it's not just a coin, it's a trophy. A crown jewel of their collection. A conversation piece that turns heads at any coin show or private event. And let's not forget the role of institutions. Museums and royal collections often compete with private collectors for these coins, especially when they mark a significant period in national history. A coin that represents the twilight years of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, combined with a minting anomaly, becomes more than collectible, it becomes a historical artifact. You might be wondering, could there be a 2007 2-pence coin sitting in your home right now? Possibly. The key is to look closely, check the design details, the metal type, the edges, and the weight. Use a magnifying glass, compare it to standard coins, and if anything seems off, consult with a coin expert. You might just uncover a life-changing discovery in your own spare change. In recent years, numismatics specialists and historians have emphasized the importance of coin awareness. They advise the public to preserve old coins, even those that seem mundane. Why? Because as with the 2007 2-pence coin, it's often the small, ordinary objects that carry extraordinary value when paired with the right story, the right flaw, or the right timing. As the value of rare coins continues to rise and collectors seek out the next legendary find, the 2007 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin remains one of the most talked about and sought after treasures in the coin world. So next time you come across a humble coin on the street, don't just pass it by. Take a closer look, because you never know when you might be holding a piece of history, a collector's dream, or even a multi-million-dollar treasure in the palm of your hand. Thanks for watching Ultra Rare Coins History. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more amazing tales from the world of numismatics, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your coins safe.